What's up guys, it is Barrage Trickz here today, and yeah, today's going to be a very special video. It's going to be the FIFA 16 demo review. I'm going to give you my personal opinions on the demo and like basically the game. Obviously the demo is not the complete version of the game, and I think obviously everyone knows that. But the demo does feature a few things that will eventually overtake in the game, and this, the main features in the demo probably will still be remaining into the game. So main features that I cover in today's video, you may actually see still at large in the actual release of this game. So I'm going to cover the positives and negatives of the game, and I'm just going to go through them as quickly as I can, just because of the sake I've got so many positives and so many negatives. Well, I guess it's not so many negatives, but I've got a lot of positives that would literally take me hours to talk on. So I'm going to try and go through this relatively quickly so you guys will enjoy watching this. This video may be a bit long, so if you want to go grab a few drinks and chill, relax, enjoy, you can do so as you please. But anyway, I'm going to jump straight into it. So yeah, the positive things and the negative things. I'm gonna touch on the positive things first, because we all like to start on a good note. And yeah, possession play is insane in this game. That is one thing that I picked up, and I think a lot of you will pick up as soon as you touch this demo. You know that possession play and build-up play is key to success in FIFA 16. Now that is a mode, and that is a kind of game style that a lot of FIFA players prefer. Obviously with FIFA 15 it was more a fast-paced gameplay, which a lot of people didn't like. But then again, there were some that did prefer the fast-paced. So, it's a mixed crowd, but I do believe that more people will prefer the realistic type of gameplay, as I'm sure a lot of my viewers right now would have preferred it. But yeah, next positive. So obviously I think you can gather that possession play is very key to this game. I'm not really going to touch more on that, because obviously you know that. Through balls are a lot better this year. They seem to be a lot more fluent. They seem to be a lot more realistic. Coming back to that, that's the main topic of today's video, is realism. It just makes this game, FIFA 16 that they've created, is so much more realistic than FIFA 15. Literally, there is no comparison in terms of, like, it's just like one is heavily outweighed, and it is FIFA 16. It is so much realism in the game, you'd swear you're watching a real life football match. It's so fantastic to see that in a game, and it's crazy what EA have done. Obviously, from a person that's played at least 2,000 hours of FIFA 15, I know that what I'm talking about when it comes to in-game play realism. Obviously, some of you who don't play FIFA as much may not know what I'm talking about, but if you do play FIFA near to the amount of hours that I do, then you'll understand these small little differences that make the game a lot more realistic. Okay, so moving on again. So another positive, but this can be a positive as well as a negative. Finishing is varied from hard to easy. I guess from hard to easy, I'm going to go for hard straight away. Some finishes with inside the box are very easy, like simple finishes. You saw probably a moment ago I did score a goal with an Inter Milan player, and I got straight through with 9 goal, and I did deliver it, and it was an easy finish. Whenever you get inside the box, it tends to be very easy to finish and just to create a goal, because it's just so simple. You don't actually have to do anything to aid yourself. The game will do it for you in a sense. Like, it will tell you, it'll guide you onto a finesse shot if you weren't even holding the RB modifier. There's a lot of things that make it easier when you're inside the box. However, shooting from like a different angle or a different perspective, or when you're through and you're pressured by the goalkeeper, or you're pressured by defenders, it becomes a lot harder. I've realized that. It's really one thing that's really key, is that when you're under pressure and when the keeper is like pushing out and rushing out towards you, it tends to be a lot harder. The keeper intelligence is a little bit better this year in terms of saving shots that are on one-on-one situations, 2-on-1 situations. So that's a good thing to see. I don't like people to just literally skip past the keeper every time. And yeah, on FIFA 15 everyone used to do that. That was the thing that was overpowered. On FIFA 16 you can no longer do that to the power that you could in FIFA 15. Like in FIFA 15 you could skip past the keeper every single time, with the keeper being literally in no man's land. He would literally go so far away from the ball, it would be ridiculous to see, and it's very unrealistic. With FIFA 16, if you try and skip past the keeper will anticipate it, and he will try and take you out. So that is kind of the best thing, because it just makes it more realistic in that way, and it's very much so harder to score when you try and skip past the keeper. Corners are also effective. Corners, you just saw I scored one there with Danilo. I'm kind of commentating over the gameplay, but it may be a bit different. It depends on how many clips I add in, so if it's a bit delayed I do apologise, but I did just score a goal with Danilo, and it was a header from the corner, and the corners just seem to be very effective, as well as crosses. So that kind of weighs up for two things. It's either the directory of the ball is overpowered, or it's the headers. I've noticed that it really is the directory of the ball. I don't think they've touched on headers since FIFA 15. I think they've left the coding the same, as you could say that in like a slang sort of term. Because realistically, that's kind of what they've done. The directory of the passes seem to be a lot better, and the ball has this sort of flight to it where it dips straight onto the header, so once you head the ball, then it's going to go in almost every single time. That's one thing that can be, like, as I said, a positive or a negative, because you can have people that I can imagine online will abuse these, and it will probably work most of the time. Moving on again, I mentioned this before, but build-up play, yeah, that is the whole, kind of scenario. The game is just really fun. Build-up play is the best type of football, tiki-taka, all that good stuff. But there's one thing missing, guys. You probably know what it is already, and you're probably surprised why I haven't touched on it yet. There is one thing missing from this build-up play, which is essential, almost was essential for the past few years to FIFA, but is no longer as effective at all. And yeah, you probably guessed it, it was skill moves indeed. Skill moves are completely just stepped down. They've been nerfed to craziness levels. They're just crazy levels, they've just been destroyed. If you try and do a body feint on the pitch any way you want, it will probably not come off to the way you want it. The body feint has a new complete animation to it. I really like what EA have done with that, because they've patched it essentially, and the body feint was a game killer. As much as I love to use it, and as much as I kind of trademarked it almost, I love the body feint. I'd use it every single game. It is really good to see that move gone now, even though despite I used to use it every single game, because it doesn't prove any sort of skill using the body feint at all. It just proves that you know how to flick the stick in opposite directions, because it was such an easy skill move yet so effective. I didn't really like it at all in terms of conceding goals from it, because your opponent isn't that talented, because that's all he did was a body feint and he's through like 3 defenders. Like, come on, seriously? And that's kind of the things you ponder to yourself when you concede goals from body feints. And this year, it is actually impossible to do so. You can still kind of pull them off in and around the box, but anywhere else on the pitch, they're just useless. You will just lose the ball almost every single time. But the main thing I take out of this as being a positive aspect is the fact that new players to the scene are able to adapt to the game much more quickly, and they don't have to learn as many skill moves. There are still some skill moves that are a lot more overpowered than others, and some skill moves do effectively work in and around the box, but it does stop those players literally abusing skill moves left, right and center, no matter where they are on the pitch. And I'll tell you, I'm a massive fan of this change. As much as I love skill moves, and I love, I guess it's kind of in my name, Trickz, and obviously I love skill moves. You know that if you watch any of my FIFA 15 videos, I always do skill compilation type goals in the majority of my videos, and compared to obviously a lot of other skillers, they're not as good, but still, you get the point. I love skill moves, but it's good to see them kind of decrease, because if you think about it, FIFA 15, skill moves were everything, basically. You could win games from just knowing a few skill moves. Simple, overpowered ones, you could win games. I will openly admit that's kind of how I won most of my games when playing online seasons. Obviously, it's different in competitive. I'm not going to touch on that. Competitive obviously takes a lot more skill than that, but it's still, you get the same aspect. These skill moves just ruin the game. And this year, skill moves, you just have to be aware of when and where to use them, otherwise you're never going to find success with them. That is one thing I really do love. Another positive, which is a main positive, is the fake shot first touch will no longer work, although we did all love it, and that comes under skill moves as well, and also I did love doing it. But it doesn't matter anymore. Like, the fake shot first touch was designed to give your player a good touch when you touch the ball. Obviously, the fake shot will compensate for just normal touches, because the normal touches wouldn't be as good. This time the normal touches are more realistic, and players with higher dribbling stats and other different stats than like agility, stuff like that, will have a different first touch just depending on those particular stats. Anyway, so players like Messi, Ronaldo, they will have awesome first touches regardless to how hard you hit the ball at them, stuff like that. So fake shots first touch will no longer be needed, which is a positive in my opinion. And guys, one thing to note is I have this list, I'm reading off right now of things I've picked up personally from playing this demo. This list is absolutely massive. It's at least 3 pages long, so I could talk for hours upon hours about this game and still not run out of things to say. But at this point in time, I want to keep the video a decent-ish length, so I'm going to touch straight on the negative aspects, and it's something I didn't really want to bring up, but I have to. It's a review, of course. You have to give the positives and the negatives. So, onto the negatives. We have the no-touch dribbling is very ineffective. If you've seen any preview trailers of the game, you know that EA have hyped up this new mode, which is called the no-touch dribbling, which is apparently the new way to beat players and stuff like that, and it just brings a more realistic type of game to play, but it's not that. It's not the case at all. It literally is the most ineffective move I've ever tried to use it before. I've tried it loads of times in game from these demo practices, like every game I've played, and I have not found success with it once. I've been tackled every single time. So yeah, that is shit. Moving on, free kick glitch still works. The bastard itself. I'll show you a clip right now, actually, of when I was using a women's team. I was using USA and I scored the free kick glitch. I just tried it. I thought, are they going to patch this? Have they patched it? Let's try it out. And I managed to fucking score it. So yeah, EA have not fixed on that. They haven't given a shit about any complaints that they've been getting about that, because everyone has been abusing it on FIFA 15. And I'm sure in pro clubs, Ultimate Team, game modes like that, yeah, we're going to see that a lot more this year, because it seems to be easier again this year. Don't even ask about that one. So the keeper AI is random again. They said they were going to fix it 100%. I do like the slight improvements that they've made, like with free kicks, etc., like corners. They move out a lot better than they would normally do. However, saving from one-on-one situations is terrible when inside the box. I guess outside the box is kind of normal, it's how you would expect, but it's very random. Sometimes keepers can make amazing saves, sometimes they can just let the ball go past them without even looking in the right direction of the play. You know, they could be facing their own net for their sake. You know, it's terrible at times. So that needs to be improved towards the actual release of the game. Corner set pieces haven't changed. This is one of the biggest issues that I always have with the game. I said before the game was released, I said to a few people, have the corner set pieces changed at all? And they both, you know, everyone who I asked told me no, and they were correct about that. You know, it's really gutting to see that they haven't actually changed that, because that's something that is so beneficial to your game. If you know how to master these set pieces, then it's really, really good to use. I thought they would have added more. They would have added like different types of ones, because I guess crowding the keeper, running near post, running far post, and running edge of the box, I know they are kind of the essentials, but I'd like to see some sort of improvements, because they're literally the exact same as FIFA 15. So it's something that they've basically copy and pasted, just like clubs. But nevertheless, I'm not going to end this video on a negative note, because that's never how I like to end my videos. This game is absolutely fantastic, I will say that. As a summary, of course I'm going to give a summary. FIFA 16 is, and this is just from the demo gameplay, it is the best FIFA I have ever played, and of course I might have said that about FIFA 15 and then quickly regretted it, but I don't think I'm going to have any regrets with this game. This game just seems so good. There are so many more positives than there are negatives. I thought they would literally be balanced. That's kind of my thoughts before the game, but as soon as I started playing the game, I was like, this is the game for me. You know, this is possession, this is exactly how I want FIFA, and this is exactly how I always dreamt of it being like. So it's just going to be the best FIFA to date. And on that note, guys, I'm going to leave it there. So yeah, if you have enjoyed this review, please be sure to leave a like, as it always will help me out. But anyway, guys, it has been Barrage Trickz, and I guess I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys.